The invisible impact. What is the invisible impact? The invisible impact is an act that somebody or a group does that does not is not seen, but the impact is felt. The way I'm going to be going about this is talking about my experience through Young Life of specifically my junior going on to senior summer, where I worked at a camp for 2 months straight, unpaid, completely volunteered, and that's what I'm gonna talk. How I'm gonna use this theme and fulfill this story. Young Life is a Christian organization that promotes the coming to Jesus. It's not a church. It's not a cult or anything. It might seem a little odd. It is a Christian organization that promotes people to learn about Jesus, especially high schoolers and middle schoolers through wildlife, through wildlife and through Young Life. And I'm also a high school Young Life leader here in this area at Harbor High School. I'm a high school Young Life leader, so Young Life has a big impact on me. Back to the invisible impact topic, throughout the year, I did a service trip to Lake Champion. It is in Glen Spray, New York. It is about 2.5 hours from the city, I think. So there's that. It was a very fun 2 months. I would 100% do it again, 100% recommend it to anybody who's interested in it. Throughout that time, the first month of June to end of June, I served food on tables, and I was out in front of the campers, and people knew who I was, and I kind of liked that aspect, but I didn't really like it all that much. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would like it, actually. Throughout that month, I loved being there, obviously. Being there was a amazing and awesome time to be a part of, but I wasn't super fulfilled. And then they asked me to stay because I did love being there. The community there was amazing, and I'd love to be a part of it again. I was like, I want to be a part of it again, and they let me stay. And so I became part of the pits team, aka the people in the sink team. That's who washes the dishes after every meal. Before and after every meal, all the cooking dishes, all the plates, all those forks, spoons, knives, cups, serving platters, and all that good stuff. So that was me for another month, and I was like, I think I'm gonna hate this. Like, it's gonna suck. Like, I gotta wash dishes all day. But it was actually a really great experience. The kids never had to worry about where their next meal is coming from and like how these dishes are getting cleaned. They didn't have to line up in a buffet style. Like, everything was brought to them and everything was catered to them to make it easier for their camp experience. That is what Young Life is built upon, is the camp experience, and giving kids a glimpse into the kingdom, where a bunch of high schoolers their age, like I was 16. No, I was 17. Yeah, I just turned 17 that year. That's like 2 months before. Yeah, my birthday's in April, so I left in May, June. Yeah, so 2 months before I just turned 17. So I was the same age as most of these kids that were at this camp, like getting to experience this for the first time. And so that's what a lot of camp is built upon, is like the subtle, like as worker, you're supposed to be invisible and you're not supposed to be seen, like you're not supposed to be remembered. But your actions are supposed to be remembered, like, a high schooler going to serve your food, or a high schooler, you'll see a high schooler mowing the lawn, or you'll see a high schooler like weed eating or washing your dishes. You don't see them, but you remember, I had clean dishes at all times. Like, I was always, I never have to worry about going to get food. Can I get enough food? Because so it was all just to make it easier for these kids to focus on, like, these kids and these leaders to focus on camp and to focus on learning about the Lord. And that was really impactful on me. One, because I'm a big believer. Obviously, I do Young Life. I would love to do it as my job if money wasn't an issue, and I honestly might. But it had a huge impact, and it was what I like to say, the invisible impact. Now, there are some people that do know what I did. They have this thing called Work Crew Night, where the work crew is like, you go around and you say your name, and I'll be like, I'm William, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and I was in the pits, and we'd all go. And so we'd all do that. So they knew who I was, but they didn't know of me. There were some people that did know me because I was in front of kids. My second time, or my second summer this past summer, in Lone Hollow Ranch. It's a camp in Utopia, Texas, about 2 hours outside of San Antonio. So people knew of me, but they didn't know me, which is what I liked, is that I'm invisible. Like, these kids, I could walk around and they just say, oh, this is just another camper, it's just another kid from wherever. So being a part of something that was greater than myself, and being a part of something that I wasn't getting recognized for, but I could see like how it was impacting. I could see kids laughing on the field grounds, or there's kids going tubing, or kids playing volleyball or basketball together, and just people go around laughing and talking, and just to see that was super impactful. And for them not to know how many hours I was putting in, for them to have it, just like made me feel even better, because they don't know who I am, but I know who they are, and they're like, they might not know it, but I'm like love on all of them through my work of, washing dishes, or for the first month serving, or in Texas washing dishes again, but also being in the skit and like dedicating time to that. And so it was just a really good time, and it was the invisible impact.